I would like to call upon the coordinator of Gita Parivar of Thailand, Rupa Didi, on stage, and she will take it for the Gita Parayan from here now. Thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Kratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitavrutavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavad-gīte Bhavatveshini. First of all, in the devoted and sincere reverence, I humbly bow to the lotus feet of Yogeshwar Bhagavan Shri Krishna and Param Pujya Swamiji Shri Govindadev Giriji Maharaj. May we always be blessed with their guidance as we walk this journey called life. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanye Shastra Vistaraihi Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinisruta. Srimad Bhagavad Gita has emanated from lotus leaves of Lord Himself, and hence Gita must be studied and sung well. But why we should learn Gita or study Gita? Whenever we purchase any machine, it comes with a manual, instructions how to operate that machines effectively. Now we have this machine, which is our body and mind, how to effectively operate this in a balanced way, how to live a meaningful life, and the answer is Srimad Bhagavad Gita, because Gita is a life manual. As you already know that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a dialogue, a conversation between Lord Shri Krishna and Arjuna. Arjuna is already all set to fight the war. This is conversation on the battlefield at the threshold of epic war of Mahabharata. When Arjuna is all set for the war, he asks Shri Krishna to take his chariot in the middle of two armies so that he can see who he should fight with. Shri Krishna Bhagavan does so. But when Arjuna sees his brothers, relatives, teachers, and all loved ones on both the sides, Arjuna says, Sidanti mama gatrani mukhancha parishushyati vepathushcha sharire me roma harshashcha jayate gandivam sramsate hastat त्वक्चैव परिदह्यते न च शक्नोम्यवस्थातुं भ्रमतीव च मे मनः. His body trembles. His mighty bow, Gandiv Dhanushya, slips from his hands. And he gets overwhelmed with emotions. I'm sure we also are sometimes in such kind of situation when our emotions overpower clarity, when we are in delusion, when we don't know what we should do and what we should not. He tries to give all the excuses, all the problems, why he should not fight to Shri Krishna. And what Shri Krishna is doing in the first chapter, Arjuna Vishad, he is patiently listening. So, when someone is in a confused state and telling their problems to us and not asking for opinion, you should be a good listener. It is only when 10th shlok of 2nd adhyay, Sankhya Yoga, 7th shlok of 2nd adhyay, Sankhya Yoga, when Arjuna totally surrenders and says, Karpanya dosho pahatasvabhava Prichhami tvan dharma sammudha chetaha yachreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme Shishyaste-ham shadhiman vam prapannam. I'm confused about my duty. I'm your disciple. I'm surrendering to you. Please instruct me what I should do. And it is when you totally surrender with full faith, then Bhagavan comes to rescue you, to show you the path. And then Bhagavan says, then Bhagavan explains eternal nature of soul, also introduces Karma Yoga. So from the 10th shlok of 2nd Adhyay to the 72nd shlok of 18th Adhyay, Moksha Sannyas Yoga, Shri Krishna Bhagavan gives divine knowledge to Arjuna and through Arjuna to all of us. He teaches the eternal nature of soul, Karma Yoga. You know the famous shlok, Karmanye vadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhur mate sangostva karmani. He also explains Sthita Pragya or enlightened person's traits. Then in 4th chapter, Karma Sannyas Yoga, Bhagavan explains that there is nothing more purifying than spiritual knowledge. Nahi jnanena sadrisham pavitramiha vidyate. In 6th chapter, Dhyan Yoga, Bhagavan explains the method of meditation and yoga. From the 6th chapter, the shlok I resonate with is Uddharedatmanatmanan atmanamavasadayet atmaivahatmano bandhur atmaivarikuratmanah. Elevate yourself and do not degrade yourself through power of mind, because the mind can be your friend and also can be your enemy. 7th, 8th and 9th chapter helps us to understand the divine energies of Bhagavan, the path how to attain the liberation and also the secret wisdom. In the 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, Bhagavan explains all his infinite divine energies, and we should train our mind to see divinity all around ourselves. 11th chapter, Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga, Bhagavan shows his infinite cosmic form to Arjuna and says, Tasmat tvamuttishta yasho labhasva jitva shatrun bhumshvarajam samruddham mayaivaite nihatah purvameva nimittamatram bhavasavyasachin. Everything is done by me. You be just an instrument. So when we realize that we are just an instrument of a greater plan, then we learn to act without attachment to results. In the 12th chapter, Bhakti Yoga, which we will do Parayan in a few minutes, Bhagavan explains 39 characteristics of an ideal devotee. 14th and 17th chapter helps us to understand our behavior, our food choices, our faith, and yagya, tapa, dan is influenced by 3 gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas. And rising above these 3 gunas helps us to attain liberation or moksha. In 15th chapter, Purushottam Yoga, Bhagavan explains the supreme being, Purushottam, who transcends both body and soul. At the end, Arjuna realizes and says, Nashto mohas smritir labdhat vat prasadanmaya chuta sthitosmi gata sandeha karishye vachanan tava. In the 17th shlok of 18th chapter, Arjuna says that he is free from doubts and promises that he will act as per Krishna's instructions. So we should also learn to study and implement Gita in our lives. As per Gita Parivar's motto, learn Gita, teach Gita and live Gita. Gita padhein, padhaएं, जीवन में लाएं. Because Gita helps us to, Gita offers guidance, balance, internal strength, courage and clarity of mind. So we should learn, study and implement Gita in our lives. Thank you for listening to me. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Shri Krishna.